Ogden, how you guys doing? Good to see you guys. Have you had a good summer? How's your summer? That's a weird start. I don't know how to start this. Feels like an awkward first date, doesn't it? Standing here. How many kids do you have? What's your sibling count? Why do you have a microphone? Same stuff, first date. I don't know how to start shows. I feel like it's always the beginning of shows are the weirdest for me. Because it's like, there's so much that's first impression stuff, and I'm not good at... I'm still single in my 40s. I'm not good at first impression. I'm figuring that out, making people feel awkward for 40 years now. I always hate it when they do this, and I'm so glad Trey didn't do this. Give it up for Trey and Spence, they're awesome. They always do this at other clubs. They go, hey, are you guys excited to be here tonight? And the crowd goes, woo! That was pretty good, actually. That was good. But usually they go, oh my gosh, I didn't hear you. Are you excited to be here tonight? Woo! You did it! You went bigger the second time. It's fantastic. It's the worst feeling in the world. It's forced. And the reason you do it is because you don't want to be asked a third time. It's so stupid. There's no authenticity there. And so there's a psychology to the ask you twice, though. It does work. If that's what you're wanting, it's just like volume and excitement and maybe agreement. It seems to do exactly those three things. I had it done to me one time. I was in Las Vegas. And I was with this other comic, and he just lost $500 at spinning numbers. And what do you do after that? Nothing. You just wander around and go look at the Bellagio fountain. So, that's the free thing in Vegas. Let's go do the free thing. And we looked at that and thought about our lives. And a guy came up to me and he goes, "Hey, my name's Diamond." Which is a strong start for anybody in any scenario, especially in Las Vegas. It's a good first name. And I felt uneven when he goes, "I'm Diamond," and I had to come back with, "I'm Steve." It's not the same. And he went, "Let me ask you something, Steve. Do you need cocaine?" I guess I'm out. I was like, "Oh no, we just lost $500, Diamond. I guess we're more on a meth diet now." Just went silly with him. And he changed his sales technique right after that. He's like, "Okay, let me ask you something else, Steve. Have you ever been with a dude?" And felt so fast. Too fast, Diamond. Too personal, too fast. I've never been with a dude, and I was like, "Oh, no thank you, Diamond. Not interested." And he did the thing that I wasn't ready for. He did the ask you twice. He goes, "You mean to tell me you've never been with a dude?" I was like, "I have it, let's go!" Anyways, Diamond is a great guy. You'll love him. He's backstage. And fantastic, fun. He knows lots of things. Stupid Diamond. No, I am still single. I turned Diamond down. I was able to resist, and I said, "Not tonight, Diamond. Keep her going. Try to find somebody else." And he goes, "No problem, man." And he went to shake my hand. And I am a guy who will shake people's hands. When they put it out there, I go, of course I will shake the drug-dealing prostitute's hand. Why wouldn't I want to touch this guy? Did it elbow him up? I did. I shook his hand and he did the with his finger. I'm so mad. I felt so violated in that moment. I trusted you, Diamond. I'm not allowed to do on the red route. I hated it so much. Why did you do that? I don't trust. There's so many things that have ruined my trust with the world lately. Like, you guys all have. Well, I know what you all have because I was backstage and this is my show and I know who shows up to my show. And you all bought root beer floats. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You root beer float junkies. It's fine. I think that's the way to live. I love that stuff. But you had that served to you by someone called a server, right? They call those servers. And they'll come back and you'll give a server a tip. That's normal. That's because they're providing a service. And I've come to understand that process. And I've accepted it. And I've been like, that's good. If they do a good job, I give them a little bit. And if they're cute, I give them a little more. No, no, that's rude. Anyways, wish that was a lie. But now, the way that it goes is you go up to a counter now, and there is a person behind the counter who has a little tablet in front of them, and they go, what do you want? And you go, I want the thing. And they go, great. And they type in the thing, and then they tap the tablet at the end of the thing, and the tablet suddenly turns around and faces me. Now I am the new cashier. And they say something like, it's just going to ask you a quick question. And you're like, I just started working here. I don't know. How does this happen so fast? I didn't get an interview, and now what do you want? I don't know. And they say, just read the screen. And you read the screen, and it says, would you like to give this person a tip for doing exactly what you expected them to do? No service whatsoever? Would you like to give that person a tip? And you look back up at them right after reading the screen where it says, you should probably tip this person. And you look at them and they go like this. They go, because it's awkward for them too. They didn't program the point of sale system. They call them POS systems. It stands for both of the things. And they're looking at this POS system, and you're looking at them, and they're like, it's not. If you want to, you don't have to. You can do it if you want. I don't know. I would do it if I was you. I would do it at the 30%, maybe. 30% seems logical to me. And I say I don't care what people think about me. That's such a lie, because when I am there with the person that I'm supposed to tip face to face, do I go, no tip? No, I always go, you deserve a 25% tip. I give them a tip for getting me a cookie. It's in cellophane. They didn't even bake it. That's the first part of the word cookie. They didn't do that. They gave me a got off the shelfie. Here you go. I was like, if I didn't have to give you a tip, I would have walked around there and got it myself. I'm happy to get it and be like, thank you, bye. I'll pay you for the thing. But they don't do that. They ask for a tip, and I give it to them because they're standing right there. And I can't say no when they're standing right there. I've learned I can say no when they're not standing right there, because now my grocery store at the end of the transaction, they go, would you like to give $1 to kids who are dying from cancer right now? Right now they're dying. Matter of fact, if you don't give $1, they're probably not going to make it. And they go, will you please just give it to them? And I say to that person, no thank you, no thank you, they can die. I don't know why. When did I become a meanie? I'm now the meanest person alive, where it's like, I don't care about them at all. I can't see them. Do I get a discount if one of them dies? Is there 25% off if you club an orphan? Is that how that works? Ridiculous. But I somehow say no to that, and I feel so bad about it. But people complain about the self-checkout. I don't know. Do you guys? What's your opinion on self-checkout? Do you like it or do you hate it?
Walmart's good.
Walmart, what?
They have a good self-checkout at Walmart.
Oh, they have a better one?
This is terrible. It always tells you what you should do. Scan your items, let's get your next item.
Oh yeah, I don't like it when it talks to me, that's true. I didn't realize that annoyed me until you mentioned it. Yeah, I hate that. When it's like, please put it in the bag, and you're like, shut up. I'll put it in the bag when I want to. Yes, jeez. I like the self-checkout normally until you made it a thing that I now hate. Walmart doesn't talk to you? Is that the thing?
It's just quick.
It's just quick and easy. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm a pro self-checkout guy. I think it's great. And then because you did the job, you can go to the employee lounge. You're part of the game. Just make a spin back there. They're like, who are you? You're like, I just checked somebody out. I don't know. I figured I'd take a quick break. It was just one guy, but he was whiny and he didn't give to the charity. I'll tell you that. He didn't even give anything to the charity, so I had to come back here and blow off some steam. Are there any snacks? Do we have snacks? It's a weird world we live in. We're in hiking season. Do you guys hike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Double hikers. Where do you guys like to hike? This is a weird crowd work part. What canyon?
The Cottonwood Canyon.
Oh yeah, those are my favorite too. I like those ones. Oh, there's your face. Nice. Very friendly face. Do you have a favorite, big or little? They're both good. Oh, was it not your face? Sorry about that. Your face is way better. I actually can't see either of you. Sure, they're both great faces. They're very good Utah faces. They probably look a lot alike. Why is that a ooh? Is it okay to admit that a lot of us look alike? Is that a weird thing? I don't know. Okay, let me tell you a weird story that I don't tell at any other club. But I can get away with it here. Sorry if that was me. But one time I had a person come up to me, and I went to school at a couple of different colleges. I went to one college that was called, at the time, Rick's. It was called Rick's College. Some people know Rick's, yeah, it was a good one. It was stupid to say it because no one had heard of it. I went to high school in Washington State. And so when I got into college, people were like, where are you going? And they're like, I'm going to University of Washington. Oh, that's cool, I've heard of that. We're going to, all these cool, like Washington State and all this stuff. And then I said, I'm going to Rick's. They're like, who? I'm going to Rick's College. It's in Idaho. And they're like, okay, good time at Rick's. It sounds exactly like just you show up to college and some guy's like, okay, like, girls on that side, guys on that side. Welcome to Rick's. I'm Rick, dude. Had a great time at my college. It's gonna be a killer year. I'm Rick. That's what all my friends assumed. Then you go there and it is the exact opposite of that. It's like, one time, I saw a girl's shirt and it was like, boop, and I was like, see her, and I think she knows that she's going to hell. She's a fornicator, in my mind, and it was an interesting place to go to school. And I enjoyed it. And you feel like you're a good kid. I mean, I was a good kid. And I remember one time this one person came to me and he goes, hey, are you guys Mormon? And I was like, oh my gosh, we are. That is so crazy. How did you know? Is it the light in our eyes? He goes, no, you all have big teeth. Everybody has big teeth. Oh. Thank you. I don't know if that's true, but ever since he said that, I was like, hey, we kind of do have big teeth. When I was a kid, this is a weird memory that I have from when I was in the dentist's office, and maybe I'll share this with you guys later. I'll show you a picture of me as a child. When I was a kid, I was sitting in the dentist chair. I was probably like 9 years old, and I remember hearing my mom say to the dentist, "Can we like file them down?" I had these size teeth with my head that was much, much smaller. I was like 80% teeth. I remember the dentist being like, "They'll file down naturally. It'll be fine. His head will grow, it'll fit, it'll look normal eventually." I was like, I'm glad she didn't file my teeth down. Look at this freaking Bugs Bunny kid. What a mess. Anyways. So you guys like hiking? I don't know, I go hiking a lot by myself, and whenever I'm passing people, when I'm hiking by myself, I'm like, do it. You can just say hi like a normal person. Don't be weird. Don't do this. I do that sometimes. You smile without teeth, because you're self-conscious about your teeth size. I don't want them to know that I'm Mormon. And then I think, just say hello, like, hey. But instead, I always go, hi. Every time I pass another person and I go, hi. And I'm like, why did you whisper? You are outside. You could yell it. You could be like, hello. But no, I always am like, nature. Sacred. Keep it quiet. And there is a peace there, but it feels like you've ruined the peace when you're just like, hi. You're like, are you okay? No. But if you're hiking with another person, that's an opportunity. Because when you're hiking with another person, you can be in a conversation. And when you pass other people, that's when your conversation and their conversation get to meet. And you now have the competition to out-weird their conversation. Right? You got 15 seconds. 15 seconds, you need to just say something like, and that's when I learned I could talk to rocks. And then, you're like, what is he doing? And they're like, yep, and the trees too. Can you speak for the trees? Is that the Lorax? What's going on? I just say whatever I can. It's when I pulled the sword from the stone in England and they made me their king. And I don't think that's true. It's your opportunity to be weird. I try to make up something new on that joke every time. And sometimes it's less funny. This feels like one of those times. I've been traveling a lot lately, which has been fun, but it's been, I don't love going through the beginning part of the airport, the security part, because that's when, I do everything to make that process good. I do the clear lane, I do the global entry. When I come back in the United States, I do the please don't touch my crotch. I do all the... Isn't that a weird arrangement that we have with the government, where we're like, if we pay $85 every 5 years, just a very ambiguous number. They're like, $85 every 5 years, we agree to not touch you as much as another person. And that is worth it to me. That is 100% worth it. If you haven't bought TSA pre-check, you should, because they don't touch you as much. You can get away with stuff. But the caveat is that you have to enter your please don't touch my crotch number every single time. And if you pop around different airlines because you want to find the best deal, don't forget to put in your secret little number, because if you don't put it in, they'll touch you. You show up and you're like, I have an agreement. And they're like, no, you didn't put in your number. Are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to touch you with the backside of our hand. Are you ready? Get ready. backside of your hand. Like, that's supposed to be better. Do you not realize that I still feel your hand? Like, it's not as invasive. It's pretty invasive. I still feel you. They put on gloves. That doesn't make me feel better. Is that because you're gross or I'm gross? Are you wearing gloves? And they'll say something to you like, hey, look, do you want to do this in private? You seem like you're uncomfortable. Do you want to do this in private? Like, that is going to make anybody feel more comfortable. Yeah, touch me in private. Let's go. I'm glad you suggested that, Diamond. Let's go. Touch me in private. Pretty weirdo. When he said, do you want to touch in private, I loudly, not in my nature voice, I said, public, touch me in public. As loud as could be. For everyone to know. Well, what I didn't realize is that I make a scene too much, and then when he is touching me, I make eye contact with a stranger who is watching me be touched. I hate that eye contact. Why are you watching? You know what's happening. You know he's touching me with the backside of his hand. And our eyes meet. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Stop. Stop looking at me right now. And that's what you want to say. You want to be like, stop looking at me. But you can never say stop looking at me and have people, that makes you look harder. Someone says, stop looking at me, and you're like, I won't. Well, why would you look? And my thought is that eye contact might disturb them. I'm maybe too sensitive. That sometimes if I make eye contact with a stranger, I always, you do that? When you get caught looking at a stranger, oh. No, I wasn't. I was looking right over your shoulder. You thought that we were looking right at you, but that's not true. That's not true. Not according to this, right there. No, you missed it. Yeah, I was looking right there. You thought I was. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest defense. It's like the least. Oh, it's embarrassing. But we've all done it. We've all, at some point, when your eyes have met. Well, I'm sorry. One time I was in Bangladesh, and I was at the airport in Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is a very busy, crowded place where public or personal space in public is not a thing. And I am living with my stupid American brain, where I'm like, I still deserve a little bit of space. And so I had left a bubble in front of me. I'd left about 6 inches from me to the person in front of me. And the person behind me was like, that's not fair. And so they bumped me with their belly. And that's an interesting sensation. I haven't had a lot of belly bumps. And I got bumped and I went, oh, what was that? And in my head was already like, maybe they're wanting you to move forward. And I was like, no, I'm gonna stand my ground. Second bump. And that felt like some pressure. And I remember that I was like, if I make eye contact, they'll stop. They'll, look away, and they'll be like, okay, I'm not gonna bump this guy because he's gonna look at me. And so I did this, and I looked at him just in time to have our eyes meet and him bump me one more time. And that was a very personal moment. I made eye contact with a Bangladeshi man and watched him wind up, and then boom! And he go, whoa! Okay, you win. I couldn't do anything. I had to be like, you put the bang in Bangladesh. Good job. You win that one, my friend. It's the weirdest feeling in the world. I don't know. Have you guys seen me do this before? Oh, good. This is first time? Comedy? Oh, you've seen it before, yeah. Oh, yeah, you guys have. And these are friends. I shouldn't have let you know. You could have just thought, that's how loud people laugh for Steve's shows. I might be friends with that guy, but I don't know. It's in the dark, I can't tell. I can just see his teeth. Are we friends? Maybe.
Saw you on Vid Angel.
Oh, on Vid Angel. Yeah, I remember those guys. They were great. Okay, well, good. I'm trying to do new jokes for you guys. I've been trying to write new jokes, but that is, this is the weirdest job in the world. I've been doing stand-up for over 15 years. I think I've been at this like 16 years now, and I sit down to write, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea how to do this job. And maybe it's because I didn't plan on this job. Like, I didn't plan on... Did any of you plan on the job that you're in? Like, everybody ends up working in a different thing, right? Where do you work now?
I'm retired now.
You're retired? Oh, nice. That's a great job. That's my favorite job. I'm retired too. What's that?
TSA?
TSA. Is that really true? TSA. Used to? You did it? Yeah. Was it a weird gig?
Yeah.
Yeah. I overheard a TSA agent one time say, I don't care who they are, I'll touch them.
I'm sorry because you're disgusting.
It's because of us? Yeah. I knew it was because of me. We are gross. It used to be, I figured out why I was getting touched every time. Because if you sweat too much, the machine catches that sweat. Is that right? Is my theory right? This is actually a theory. I've never verified this. Sure? Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
You had cues they were looking for.
Oh, cues? My facial features?
Your teeth.
Oh, my teeth. Yeah. I thought it was something on my face. We have a criminal on the loose. Looks slightly like if David Spade and Kevin Bacon had a baby. We have a criminal on the loose. He looks like if Mark Wahlberg never worked out. I had a stranger tell me that one time. There you go. Thank you, man. It's a nice thing to say to a stranger. What a weirdo. I had a different stranger tell me I look tired. He'd never met me, and he was already like, yeah, you look tired. It's like, oh, thank you. It's just my face. That's how I look now. I'm getting older. I look tired. Felt like it was like he was concerned for me. It was honestly, it was like a mean compliment, you know? He was like trying to be nice, but he was mean at the same time. So I said back to him, I was like, thank you. You have a cute muffin top. Mean compliment. Yeah. Like, I didn't plan on this job. I studied biology in college, right? Got my degree in molecular biology. I thought I would go to medical school, you know, become a narcissist, and that was the plan, right? How do you end up doing that when you are doing this, when you studied that? Childhood, right? It's always childhood. And when I was a kid, my parents, they took me to church every Sunday. And I noticed that where they took me to church once a month wasn't church. Once a month, they had open mic at that church. This is a joke I only do in Utah. The open mic is interesting. If you've never been to an open mic Sunday, I'll explain how it works. The way open mic Sunday works, very, very similar to any other open mic. It is like the idea is that you have talented people in that audience who could just get up and speak, and that's a beautiful concept. That you have these talented people who are just going to be like, oh, now's my time. But it's never those people, no. It's always the weirdest person you've ever met in your life is like, now is my time to shine, and they get up. The weirdest, you're like, and you see them and you're like, are they even in my ward? I don't. That's the word you say, ward. Not even considering that makes you sound insane. There's been 2 groups in the United States that have held on to that word as a designation of space. And the one is the church, and the other is the one that you're thinking of. And it doesn't sound good when you're like, are you in my ward? Maybe. What ward are you in? Are you lost? We need to get this guy back to his ward. He's trying to bear his testimony, he's in the wrong ward. I don't know. Where's your bathrobe? Get your bathrobe and get you back to your ward, buddy. It's the creepiest. Those Sundays were the best, though, because here's the thing, you're not a kid. Well, you are a kid. You're not a mature kid. I used to think that there was a point when we all grew up. Did you think that? But now that I'm grown up, I'm like, oh, it turns out you just stop pretending that you're... But we're all kids still. Like, we're all very childish. I felt like that was verified to me more now than ever since last night. Look, I used to say, look, I'm not a political comedian, but if you are making fun of those 2 at this point, you're not a comedian. You need to make fun of those 2. There was a point where they were arguing their golf scores. And they didn't even, like, for a long time, we just, all of America went. I think one of my favorite parts is that they were just swinging at each other, not realizing that they're just both being as dumb as can be. Trump said at one point, and then he goes, that's the biggest lie he's ever told about his golf score. It's like the myriad of issues that the country is going through. Just that we're in this inflation world of craziness, everything's going bad, we're on the brink of World War III. Yeah, but his golf score, have you heard that? That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm very good at golf. He is bad. You have to be very smart at golf, by the way. You can't just be rich, you have to be smart at it. And then Joe comes back with, I am very good at golf. I'm very good. I got the best I've ever been at golf when I was Vice President of the United States. That's when you got the best, you dingus? Not after you retire? Not after, no, that's when I got the best, was when I was Vice President. Oh, thank God. We should give you the job again. Imagine how good of a golfer you'll be. And they just back and forth, still talking about the golf, and that was my favorite. Then at the end, when we're already like, this is so ridiculous, and he's like, let's not be childish. It's too late. It is way too late. But that made me feel better than I've ever felt about being childish. I was like, they're as grown as you're gonna get. We don't even call them men anymore, we call them old men. And they still are like, I'm better at golfing. I'm at my base, mute his mic, he's done. But I've always been childish. I mean, when I was a kid in church, sitting there at Open Mic Sunday, you're a kid in church, right? You're not sitting there like, I hope I hear something holy today. No, you're a kid. You're like, come on, weirdos. Give me some weirdos. And you do. You always get somebody who's getting up and they're like, I had a dream last night. Okay. Saddle up. This is gonna be good. What you dream about? I'm just doing the thing. And it's always so weird that inevitably somebody has to get up after them and be like, okay, thank you for sharing that. That is not a thing. We don't believe that. We don't believe that. It's not a thing. We don't believe that. Thank you for sharing. Let's get our next weirdo up here. We get another weirdo. I saw a proposal at Open Mic Sunday. At church, somebody was like, now's the time. Now is the time. Now is not the time. There's been times when people are inspired to propose, and it's bad. It's bad that sometimes people are like, maybe at the hockey game, maybe, and it's like, okay, maybe, probably not, though. Like if you met at the hockey game, maybe, I don't know. It just seems like very public. Proposing it's a crazy thing. I get it. Your hands get sweaty. It's insane. I'm talking like I've done it. I've not done it. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a scary moment. But when the guy proposed at Open Mic Sunday, he said, I've been with Liz for a good amount of my life. I want her now to be my wife. And I was like, that rhymes. That's a good start. And she did not get up after him. Which felt like an answer. Right? We knew the answer. We were like, oh, okay. Nobody said anything after he got down from his testimony, by the way. Nobody said amen or whatever. That felt like that was not our place. There's no point. And so we just sat there quiet and let it get weirder and weirder. What do you do, right? It was always my favorite Sunday. I will say that because it was entertaining. It was always very entertaining. Open Mic Sunday, I was like, this is my favorite Sunday. There was 2 years where it wasn't my favorite Sunday, and then you get that because some of you know that you go on a mission for 2 years, and that's the weirdest time of your mission is when people show up on Open Mic Sunday, and you're like, oh, it's not normally like this. It's not normally like this. Why did you come today? Why did you? No, I invited you 2 weeks ago, and you didn't come. I didn't invite you this week, and here you are, and now look at this. And somebody's up there saying the weirdest stuff you've ever heard, and nobody's fixing it, nobody's going, we don't believe that. No one does that. And you realize you have to get up there and fix it, and you go up and you're 19 years old, you're an idiot. You're just, sorry if you're 19. You're great. I was an idiot at that age. And I just went, hola. Yo soy Steve and Elder Steve. What they said, oh, no believe-o. No believe-o. Not a thing-o. No. I know that was the bishop, but we don't believe that. We don't believe that at all. Yeah. That was ridiculous. What a weird moment. My favorite part of my mission was right before I left. They treated me like I was about to die. Do you remember that? Where they were just like, what's your favorite food, buddy? What do you want to do for fun? What do you want to do? You're about to die. What do you want to, we're going to give a farewell. What do you want to have sung at your farewell? We're going to have you choose the hymns. That's what they did. They let me choose the hymns. And that's a weird moment because I didn't know what hymn to pick. I was like, we could sing that one they sang when the Titanic was sinking. like, what should we sing? And my dad goes, just don't pick the pirate hymn. And I was like, I won't. I don't even know what one you're talking about. What one is that one? And he goes, you know, the one that goes, ooh. And I'm like, what in the foghorn song is that? I've never heard, ooh. I was like, you have. I was like, will you sing it? And my dad goes, ya-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Ya-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, do the lyrics, Dad. Do the lyrics. And he's like, well, all right. I'm going to hit you with it. This is the way it's meant to be sung. Who's on the Lord? Say who? Now is the time to show. We ask it fearlessly. Who's on the Lord? Say who? We wage no common war. No fear will blanch the brow. No coward bears our flag. Who's on the Lord? Say who? At that point, you're like, am I on Pirates of the Caribbean? You just feel like, I could see those animatronic guys just being like, who's on the Lord's side? Ooh. We wage no common war. No fear will blanch thy brow. Those are the real lyrics, by the way. Like, I get it that you guys are nice things. I get it that like the tune is to an old Irish drinking song, and that's fine. That's fine. They're like, we're gonna rebrand it, and this will be this thing, and we'll all have root beer floats at church, and it'll be great. But you had control over the lyrics. You could have made those a teensy less piratey. You didn't have to do that. And let's write this in. No coward bears our flag. That's pretty good. Because pirates have flags. That's good. What if we say no fear will blanch the brow? That sounds very piratey. I like that. Keep that in. Whatever we can do to make this very more piratey. So we sang that when I left because I shoved it off. What do you do, right? All right. Hi. I like you guys. You guys are all good friends. How do you guys all know each other? Are you anybody's... These are your folks? Yeah. Where are you guys from? Here in Utah? Ogden.
South Woollard.
Oh, nice. But the other three, are you guys related? No, friends of friends of friends. Nice. What do you guys do? You all look like you do cool stuff. No. Yeah, you'd be surprised. No? This isn't like a football team or something?
I live in his basement.
You live in his basement? Oh, his basement. Nice. I live in a basement right now, too. You'll never leave. Oh, you'll leave. I shouldn't be in a basement right now, you know? I'm in my 40s. I'm a grown-up. And I'm still like, I live down here. Because my goal was like, I was like, I'll buy a house. And now I'm like, I'll just always live in a basement. So stupid. Like, well, you just gotta make a quick down payment of just $120,000. And you're golden, dude. And you just make $3,000 monthly payments, and that will be fine. And I don't know, maybe that's not that bad, but it seems pretty bad. I'm about to do it though, I think. What do you think? Are you gonna buy a home?
Not right now.
Not right now. Yeah, good idea. Or bad idea. I don't know. I said that right before the pandemic. I was like, not right now. Home prices are about to... I was wrong. I was wrong about that. It went so much further off than I thought they would. The girl I was dating at the time, she bought a home. She is getting married pretty soon, so there you go. It shouldn't be a joke, but it is. Or it is true, but anyways, whatever. I skinned my knee today like a 5th grader. Did you know you could skin your knee as an adult? The weirdest thing. I fell and I was like, oh, that happens to adults. I thought you just had sensitive knee skin when you were in 5th grade, but it turns out you can skin your knee as an adult. I had to put a Band-Aid on it because I was like, I don't want it to bleed through my jeans. It was a good scrape. I'm on a lot of Advil right now. Just freaking popped up. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't find an essential oil for it. What is the essential oil for skinned knees? Someone in here knows.
Vodka.
What is it?
Vodka.
Vodka. See? No. It's not for the body. Sorry. That was inappropriate. All right. Too many inside jokes. I could have gone further.
Go.
No, I'm not one of the weaker saints. It's another quote. I do use essential oils. I don't know. It's goofy because I used to make fun of them a ton, but now I use them, and I use ones that I don't even know what it means. I use one that's for grounding. It's like I'm not on the ground enough. I need to ground. Sometimes I use it before we take off on a flight. I'm like, good luck. Grounding oil. We're going nowhere. Not today. I had a flight that was delayed one time, but it was not good because I had a medical emergency. I didn't know it actually. I had appendicitis. Have you ever had appendicitis? It's one of those things
Only
that...
once.
More than once?
Only once.
Only once. Oh, I had somebody who told me recently they had it twice, and I was like, ha ha ha. And they go, no, for real. And they said they had, it's called like stump appendicitis. Apparently, that's not, it's over here. And apparently, they got it cut off, but then it like grew back a little bit. They're like part gecko or something. And they had to get their stump appendix removed. So beware of that, apparently. Did you know it was your appendix when it happened the first time? Someone's whispering to him, please don't talk to me. Did you know it was your appendix when it happened to you?
Nope.
No. What did you think it was?
Yes.
Gas. Yeah. Are you just feeding me a line, or did you know that? Is that what it is?
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That is honestly what most people think. You're like, this is gas. Because that's exactly what I thought it was. I had eaten a burrito. And I was like, oh, that's some bad burrito. And I have a plan for if I eat a bad burrito, right? I do a maneuver. Anybody can do this. It's called paunch via push out. Where you eat a second bigger burrito, right? To push out the bad burrito. I didn't go to medical school. Obviously, if you do a punch via push out, be close to home. Don't be far from home. I live in Salt Lake City. I was in New York City. And I had to fly home that night. And the flight got delayed because I used grounding oil. And we didn't take off until 11 p.m. That put us landing at 3:30 in the morning. And at that point, I could barely even move. I was walking off the plane just like I was walking, just like anybody running for president right now. They're the best of us. They are the best of us. They are the... Okay. be fair, everybody walking off a delayed flight from JFK, you all walk like that. You see all the people and you're like, oh, did you have a failed push out too? Follow me, keep it clenched, here we go. It works. The punch via push out works. I've used it before, if it's not appendicitis. But I will warn you, if you do it, be near, you've lit a fuse. You've started, you have two burritos racing to see who's going to be first at Cinco de Mayo. Dangerous. I went home and I tried to sleep and I couldn't sleep. I was in too much pain. I was like, what's wrong with me? And I typed into Google, how do I fart? That's what I typed. And so many yoga poses came up. You know that's true. If you've ever been to yoga, it's just a bunch of people wearing the thinnest pants you've ever worn in your life. Holding it in. That's a bad idea. It's not lemon coming out of your Lulu. It's dangerous. Sorry, that's not very mature. But I was downward dog at 5:30 just going, get out, please. I have bad insurance. Do what you gotta do. And nothing. And so I went to the hospital. And they took me into the hospital and she did a scan and she goes, it looks like you ate a little burrito. And then a bigger burrito. Actually, your appendix is swollen. We gotta do an emergency appendectomy. And I said, thank heavens. Thank heavens? Yeah, I thought it was something else. What'd you think it was? None of your business. Prep them for a laparoscopic appendectomy, and that's what they did. They did it laparoscopically. That's the cool way to do appendectomies. It's less invasive, is what they tell you. The way they do it is they cut you on the opposite side of where your appendix is and reach all the way across because it's less invasive. And you find yourself thinking, you could just do it right there. The least invasive, actually, if you just go ahead and cut it and reach in right there and take it out. That would be the way to do it. That makes sense to you based on my knowledge of surgery from the game Operation. Touch it out, don't touch the sides. But they go, no. It's actually less invasive because when we do this little thing, we inflate you. That changed my life because up until that point, I didn't know we are inflatable. I didn't know. We're inflatable. Why are we? Who knew we were inflatable? They sell kids' toys that keeps them afloat. Why don't they just have a can of air? Just like, does your kid know how to swim? No? Yeah, he does now. Put your finger up the hole, my son. There you go. You are inflated. When they say they're going to inflate you, it's impossible not picture the doctor at your belly button with a straw, just trying to poke you like an upside-down Capri Sun. Just, you gotta be quick. You gotta be. There you go. I got him. When the surgical tech is like, you gotta pinch it, otherwise the air's gonna go in. You gotta. There you go. Just like a pool toy. They inflated me and they got the appendix out, and they woke me up at the end. They didn't let me do the deflation process. I wanted to do that. Just grab my belly button and just... It would be very fun. I've asked people who have done the inflation process in surgery, and I was like, do they make the sound that I want when you deflate them? And they said, it absolutely does make that sound. So if anybody is in that position, and you can put that on YouTube, please. You need that on YouTube. And they said, we got it right before before it burst. So we saved your life. You're welcome. And you go, thank heavens. Did they save your life?
I'm still here.
You're still there. Did they say it was close?
I mean, I was figuring close.
Yeah. How do they know, right? How do they know how close? I didn't believe him a little bit when he said it was close. But whatever. I think they do that because they're about to hand you a bill for $35,000. You get the bill and you're like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate what you did. That's great. I remember asking my accountant, I was like, can I write this off if I do a joke about it? $1,000 appendix joke. This will work. I don't know if it worked, but I tried. We'll see. Okay, well, we're at the time of the show where we should wrap it up. And I got a couple of stories that are left. And I know maybe these stories have been too much, done too much, so we'll do dealer's choice. If you want to hear two of them, or if I should make up something new on the spot. We have a story about when I used to work at the hospital, which, if you like that. Or we have a story about when I visited hoarders. Or we have a dealer's choice where I make up a story.
Take it up.
I knew people would say that, which is a weird choice. Because I'm like, what jokes have I been trying to write this time? This might suck. Maybe we'll just do crowd work for 2 minutes. It's a bad idea. What have I been working on? I've been working on TSA, names.
Your best life.
What's that?
Your best life.
Live your best life. Oh, you've heard that joke. I get mad at stupid things. I used to never get mad at anything. That's what's weird. I used to not have opinions on anything. Do you remember that? When people like started having opinions when you were a kid, and I remember being like, oh, I don't have any opinions yet. And they were so like, this is how I stand on music and things like that. And I remember even being as a teenager, I didn't have opinions all the way up until teenagers years. And I went to a dance when I was 14, and I asked this pretty girl to dance, and I was like, girls like opinions, you gotta be a guy who stands for something. And so she was like, what kind of music do you like? And I was like, have an opinion, you idiot. That's how I talk to myself. And I said, I don't know, I like a lot of music, but I don't like country music. I thought that was a good stance. She said, I love country music. And I was like, my first opinion, and I got it wrong. I felt so stupid. In that moment, I was like, why did you do that? You're an idiot. And now I've tried to have opinions more and more. As you get older, you get mad about things. Now when people go, live your best life, I get mad about it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Which life did you think I was living? Which one did you want me to live? Just the best one. I don't know which one. What timeline are you on? It makes you imagine that there's different, like, maybe that there's reincarnation. And I'm like, do I have 9? Am I a cat? Which one should I live? All right, that joke sucks. But it's the weirdest part of this job. You try selling things that you're like, that didn't need to be sold. You should have left that on the shelf. This is where, oh man, I'm sorry. We're gonna do an old joke with some new twists, and I apologize if you've heard it before, because I tell this joke I think every time I come to Ogden, and I was like, I remember when I was going up on, who cares? So. This joke, it's a home teaching joke. I don't usually introduce it that way, but in Utah, I can introduce it that way. And you know what I'm talking about. You're not sitting there like, was he homeschooled? That explains a lot. Now that I know he's homeschooled, that explains a lot. And we home top hoarders, which is a crazy group to visit, right? You play the games of how long can I hold my breath? What is a chair? They're very challenging games. In a hoarder's house, what is a chair is almost impossible. They'll start by saying, have a seat. And you are like, what is a chair? Nothing looks like a chair. Everything looks like a bed sheet covering what are probably stacks of dead flat cats. There's nothing. And I don't think they know how to stack flat cats, right? Like, I would go head to tail. I've thought too much about this. a skull every other side would balance it. The tail is the flattest part of the cat. They probably went all tail, you'll slide right off. That's not safe at all. You've sat on a little cat ramp. Bad move. And so they didn't even, when they said have a seat, my dad just sat right down. And he was actually very good at what is a chair. And I was like, how do you know to do that? And he goes, Steve, you're being weird. Don't be weird. Just come on, get on over here. Sit down on the knee. That'll be less weird than you standing there, touching things. Why is that sticky? Why is that wet? I was 15. I was too old to sit on my dad's knee. But not for him. He's like, just come on. And I hated him in that moment. I was like, this is so stupid. Sitting on my dad's knee. He could tell that I hated it, and he bounced me. Just little bounce. I was like, Dad, I'm not a baby. And he patted down my back, and I burped, and I felt better. I will let you know that no one's laughed harder than this young. You win. That's the prize. You win a prize. I appreciate that. Do people pay you to come to their shows? Has he always been a good laugher like that?
We're friends with Megan.
Oh, you're friends with Megan. Oh, thanks for coming. She gave me cookies.
Yeah.
Hey, where's Megan?
Yeah.
Oh, did you bring the cookies?
Oh no, that'd be $200.
Oh, what? I owe you? Well, all right. It's a weird birthday present. It was my birthday recently. And anybody else have a birthday recently? A few of you? Yeah, you guys? Right? Is your birthday today? Tomorrow? Happy birthday tomorrow. That is fantastic. That is the best. It feels like we should do something for your birthday. It feels like people always make birthdays weird because they're like, they want to know how old you are and stuff like that. And it's like, that's a thing that we don't do in public. We don't just spout how old we are because we keep it a secret now. I don't know why. When you get to a certain age, you're like, it's a secret. And honestly, it's not the best. Age is just a number, as they say, right? And a better judge of a person's age is actually how much they weigh. So how much you weigh, and so stupid. You look fabulous. You look fit. Whatever. That's a stupid joke. I don't know why I do that joke. I used to weigh the same as my girlfriend. That's a weird thing, because she said to me one time, she was like, I think it's great that we weigh the same. And I was like, so we can have a killer time on the teeter-totter? It's good that we weigh the same. Thank God we're the same weight. Otherwise, this would just be a catapult situation. With you and I, we're equally yoked. This is stupid. Just everybody try to match him. Just everybody... like the teeter-totter. We can do it. We're equally yoked. So there we sat in the horror's house with me on one knee, and a cat wandered up, and he landed on my dad's other knee. He just sat right there, the last seat in the house, really. And he promptly vomited on my dad's knee. It was insane. Kitty just... and I remember feeling relief. I remember being like, we can leave. We've been barfed on. If you get barfed on, you get to leave. That's how it goes. Barfed, we're gone. If you ever want to leave, just barf on yourself. Some of you are gonna barf right now. You're like, we can leave? I'm out of here. But here's the thing, we didn't leave because the hoarders went, oh, sorry, that happens, and that fixed it for some reason. Oh, okay. Sounds good. We'll hang here then, because it happens. My dad is trying to talk to these people with cat barf on his knee, and he's like, oh, we wanted to just come by and share, that's a quick message. Quick message, he's making that noise. And it's a directionality noise, right? The first is, and that's like, I got control of this. That's fine, but it's switched from another different. If you go, that's what was now down is coming up. And I don't want to hear nothing, I don't like because I'm bad with that. Like I can't, my dad's bad with bad smells. My dad's a sharer of bad smells. You ever do that? You're like, oh, that milk's bad. Try it. Smell the bad. And you smell, oh, that's bad. I hate it when I'm talking to somebody and they have that breath that you're like, whoa, if they breathe out when I breathe in, I'm gonna die. You panic, you don't want to breathe their bad breath, and you're like, how do I not breathe their breath? What do I blow out softly when I'm talking to you? You ever do that? Someone's like, hey, how's it going? Pretty good. Beautiful day today. Sure is. It's the worst idea. So there we sit in the hoarder's house, cat barf on one knee, me on the other, a message in our hearts. And my dad's going, and that's not good because all of them are tame enough that I'm like, he's got control, but it went from that to dad sneeze level. My dad has the loudest sneezes. I know that I'm growing up to be a man because I've started to sneeze like my dad. When I sneeze now, people check their body for bullets. Like, did I just get shot? I think I was shot. Oh, you just sneezed? How did you sneeze that loud? And I'm like, I think I'm gonna be a dad. And my dad, his, what is it called? Gag sound is like a sneeze level where he comes out with and it just hit us like a bullet. He was just sitting there and then just out of nowhere went At that point, I was like, Dad, stop bouncing me, stop bouncing me. You can't be bouncing me and going, I don't feel good. Please stop bouncing me. It's too much. I was freaking out. You can't hear, people in here hear it, and you hear it, and your body's like, do that back. If they go, we all do it as a group, that's the safety thing. Something in the air, we all have to barf as a group. If we don't, we'll not survive as a tribe. Something is going down. My dad stops balancing me, starts elbowing me. I know what that means. That means say the thing that you say at the end. Which is there anything we can do to help you? You say it at the end, not at the beginning, because if you said it at the beginning, you would end up helping them. Right? That is not what you're there for. You're there to feel good about yourself. You say that at the end, and have your least skilled person say it. So I said it. I was 15, I had no skill set. I was like, is there anything I can do to help you? Do you need any Nintendo codes? And they were like, no, so we barfed and we got out. I hope you guys had fun tonight. Thank you so much for coming out.